Alright, here we have the second iteration of the long-awaited beach summer skins, featuring our favorite new fed and hip breaker girl, Peppermint Lynae. Sporting an absolutely adorable turquoise or light blue two-piece with certain see-through and buffed aspects. I really love both hers and Chisa skins, so let's take a closer look. From the front, Lynae's look is really the classic, no fancy beach look. Her two-piece being loosely covered by a white see-through shirt, and the cute distressed hot pants, some flowers she probably found stuffed into the edge of the pants and into her updo, her spray bottle being replaced by something else that kinda looks like sunscreen, but we'll look at later, and iconic heel sandal skates with a seashell pattern. No idea if this is structurally sound, but we roll with it. From the side, it's mostly her coat, being quite different from her base one with more transparency and the cutest little stickies. Her pants, which are indeed open because yes, but she probably just pulled them over real quick, can be seen quite well as her hair up here, which does keep the base elements of Lynae, but is still different in some ways. The back top is mostly covered by her coat. In addition to her tasset mark being here, as in the OG, her pigtails are just so summer vibe. Little flower bands, as well as more gradient hair. Here we also see the little band-aid she has here and on the front, as well as her now bluish wheels. The last side isn't mirrored for once. Since there's so little actual fabric, they had to add many small details like bangles, band-aids, and just a bit of asymmetry to make it interesting. Though they honestly already got my attention with them. It is nice to see. From the top, Lynae is still her, but does look somewhat different. They really try to keep the essence of a character when making these skins, seen in her makeup here as well. The original, if you may, has lots of eyeshadow, eyeliner in red, and lipstick. The skin, instead of being just completely different, adds on to this. The eyeshadow shade is inherently the same, but the eyeliner is now a pretty light blue with the little star under her eye. The blush, the lip, and the iris seem to be the same. What is curious though is that even though Lynae hasn't released all too long ago, and yet they have been playing around with more presets since her release, the OG Lynae actually has more visual emotion options than the skin. This might be because the skin isn't story relevant in comparison to the OG, but I can only speculate. Again, the silhouette for her hair is the same, from the front at least. The bangs are one-to-one structure-wise, though instead of a skull clip, she has a little rubber ducky one. Rubber ducky, you're the one. The hair in general up here has the same not bleached in a while feel, with a little bit less darker roots, the same braid here to the side, going into her funny little twirl updo. Here she has the same flowers she has in her pants, which I can only assume are white lilies. These are held up by an actual elastic. Still a rarity in Solaris in my opinion. Here is where the differences start though. Her hair is separated into two sides, pigtails being secured with more elastics with cute little flowers, flowing freely after with no more accessories. Since she doesn't have all the flowy fabrics here, her hair is tinted more teal than before, though she keeps the same highlight positions, but darker. Keeping with the same vibe theme, while she doesn't have her little ear cuffs unfortunately, the long diamond earrings, which weren't attached before, notably, are now big pearl and lemon? Orange? Something summery slice earrings, which are attached to the ear here. I'd like to mention that it is quite evident how much Kuro has improved in such a short time, with the earrings before just floating in the air and them now actually having visible ear holes. Further down, she has a simple white choker, which isn't really connected to anything. Aside the sea-themed necklace underneath, the necklace has the cutest little starfish, conches, and iridescent seashell accessories. Though it does kind of give "I bought this at a souvenir shop" vibes. Underneath this, yes, many knots at the back, is her two-piece. The white shirt on top, as I've mentioned before, is see-through. I think I've made it a bit more see-through here than it is in the game, maybe? But it is still a nice combo regardless. The shirt has a knot at the front, with more seashells and starfish covering it. The entire color and accessory combo feels more mermaid vibe the closer you look, honestly. Looking at the arms real quick, since there isn't much to go over, the white shirt sleeves reach up to the upper arm, not even until the elbow, and there's nothing until the wrists. One wrist has a simple white pearl bead bracelet, while the other has what seems to be a scrunchie thing? In Cheese's colors notably, and a simple dot textured bracelet with a similar color to her two-piece. This hand especially has a little shell ring on the pinky, which the other doesn't have. The nails are painted absolutely beautifully. Much like her OG version, which has a different design on each finger, she has waves, shells, fins, and bubbles on her nails, making for a cute set. Oh yeah, and obviously bone and vein structure, though you may want to stick around for the feet this time to see what's hidden there too. Hoping, kicking, screaming that we're far enough into the video so YouTube doesn't think I'm doing anything, weird. Let's take off the top. Wow, YouTube, please. Compared to the lower piece of the two-piece we'll look at in a bit, the top part is fully modeled. Elevated and meant to be looked at under the sheer white top, we have very nice collarbones, a cheeky mole here, which looks more natural than her OG actually, and the prettiest star patterns for the cup. Most dark, but one light star at the corner here. It has a distinct rilled pattern, I think, as well as very nice middle, side, and lower spillage. More or less, unfortunately, I think, there's nothing under the actual fabric, but it is bound here as well, visibly digging into her skin a bit before meeting up at the back for another knot. If I'm honest, looking at her skin very objectively, with her nice chest, back, and especially the stomach shading, isn't Kuro just flexing at this point? The belly button and ribs are visibly indented or modeled slightly outward as well. Moving to the lower part, the second part of the two-piece isn't modeled under the distressed hot pants, unfortunately simply cutting off where they start. That doesn't really deter me though, as she has another nice detail. Regardless, the lower part has cinches to pull it tighter, already digging into her hips here though. The pants, as mentioned at the start, also have these lilies, a conch belt, and are a simple jeans fabric honestly. The distress as well as the open button are very nice, though I'm pretty sure the pockets are fake, but it really doesn't beat the back. You see, since Kuro loves flexing, Lynae not only has a visible crack back here, but if we tilt the camera upwards here, Yeah, nice assets. And as if that detail wasn't enough, much like Chisa where it's more noticeable, Lynae got a buff as well. Her bust is bigger and more realistically parted, I'd say, for the cleavage, as well as the behind too. I can understand the bust, as many people on Twitter told me it might just be because the uniform she got was for the original Lynae, which might have not been as well gifted, so it kind of squished her bust. But I can't really make an excuse for the skirt, so I'll just say, it's so the skirt switches more smoothly. Yeah. Soul Run, I've got them distracted. Looking at the jacket, it's quite different from the OG. Hooked over her shoulder and holding with the will of the Sentinel only, the jacket has a familiar iridescent sheen for the inside, but it's also now on the outside instead of the color splashes. I really love these colors here because I feel like in the sun, they'd look even more pretty. We have some seams, tags, belts, and the cyan see-through part, and all the different stickers. An ice cone, a melon, a star, another rubber ducky, and a rainbow. Moving further down the legs, while looking quite bare, still feature her leg strap. Now in white, the bag to hold her spray bottle is more picnic square patterned with white and gold. The spray bottle is also a lot lighter and less flashy too, more looking like sunscreen or body mist than anything. She doesn't have any more knee-high tights, but little band-aids with paw prints instead. I kind of wonder if she hurt herself at volleyball. All the way down, we have her skater heels. Now, absolutely more open compared to the OG, and in white and cyan or light bluish instead of a black and green. We have an ankle strap with this little string accessories and flowers on the sides, straps over the front with more beach-themed accessories, and nails that match her fingers, though less detailed. The underside has a sandal-like pattern, with a gold support at the back for her wheel, with another conch drawn onto it, and a blue crystal-like underside for the sandal part. Removing these shoes... ouch. It's been a bit since we've seen fully modeled feet, though it seems they decided to add the shading for the shoes right onto her feet, which makes her heels look way too tight. Regardless though, they are finally fully modeled with bone structure, veins, and the underside. Lynae's skin does its best at keeping the core Rebel Lynae feel design-wise by keeping the accessories in the same spot or size, but changing them into this really nice casual, almost mermaid-like beach fit. I'm honestly surprised they didn't add any sand to her behind or something like Nikkei. While I do love Chun-Li's and Carlotta's beach skins, I think Lynae's and Chisa's, which we'll look at next time, are a huge upgrade detail-wise and show just how much Kuro has improved, even with just skin and anatomy. Are you going to get her skin, or are you saving for someone specific? Let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. Bye bye.